All right, guys. Hi, and welcome to class today. Um, Today we're going to start chapter 3, and I hope you guys are doing pretty well with your work. I hope you really enjoying the class. Hope you're learning a lot. Today we're going to jump into chapter 3. We're going to talk about numerical data. I'm not going to cover all of chapter 3 right now. I'm going to kind of jump around and talk about some stuff. But let's quickly review some things. We have been using variables. Again, variables are used to store data to be used at another time in Java to perform an operation. Okay, and to use a variable, you need to declare it first. Okay, and when you do that, you need to pick a data type and give the variable a meaningful name. So when a declaration is made, memory to store that data is allocated. So when you declare a variable, you tell the computer that I need to store this variable somewhere, so make space for it. So that's declaring it. Okay, and here is an example of declaring it. Int equals x. I'm telling the computer to reserve space in memory for this variable. Okay, after we declare it, we then need to assign value to that variable. So the syntax for that is you will get the variable name, use the assignment operator, which is the equal sign, and the expression. It could be a number, it could be another variable with a value, or a method. Okay, so here we have x equals 3. So we are assigning the value of 3 to that variable. So wherever you see x, that is going to be 3 in this example. Okay, so we call it assigning value to a variable is called initializing a variable. So you may see as you're coding the statement that that variable was not initialized, it has no value. So that's what they're talking about. Okay. All right, some pitfalls that you need to be aware of. This equation here is an equation. It's a mathematical equation. It is not an assignment statement. We're not assigning the sum of 4 plus 5 to y. That's an expression. Okay, so to assign something, you put the variable first, followed by the equal sign, and then your expression. So this is how you would assign value to a variable or initialize a variable. So these two are different, even though they have the same numbers, symbols, they are different things. So just aware of that. All right, there are 6 data types. We have byte, we have short, int, double, float, and long. All of these, double and float, deal with decimals. The others don't. The others deal with whole numbers, not decimal numbers. And it just tells you how much information they can store. Byte is just that. It's just one character. Short is 2 bytes. Int has a length and float and and long. And so a data type that can hold a larger range of values is said to have a higher precision, and this may draw some memory to you with math. The more decimals you have, the higher the precision there. So this right here table, found on page 88, kind of summarizes those data types we were talking about, and it shows you the minimum and maximum values that they can hold. Okay, notice float and double are just decimal or real numbers. Okay, all right. So here are some examples of declaring variables. And so these are different ways you can do it. Okay, long, double there, just to get familiar with it. All right, so now we want to talk about an arithmetic expression. Okay, and so we have 23 plus 45. We call that an arithmetic expression. Okay, the plus sign is called the arithmetic operator, and the numbers are called operands. Okay, so just some information there for you. Okay, so an operand can be a constant, a variable, a method call, or an arithmetic expression. It can also be surrounded by parentheses. Okay, now we're talking about operators. We have two types basically, binary and unary operators. A binary operator is an operator that operates on two operands, 4 plus 3. Okay. A unary operator is one that just operates on one number or one operand, so a negative x. Okay, so that's some information there too. All right, so when two or more operators are present, we determine the order of evaluation by following precedence rules. You guys should be familiar with that from algebra. And this table kind of summarizes those things. If it's inside the parentheses, that happens first. Then we have the unary operators. Then we do the multiplicative operators there. You have the multiply, division, or modulus. We'll talk about that later on. And then we have the additive operator. Okay, that's the last one. Okay, so in this math equation here, 3 times y will be considered a sub-expression because it gets dealt with first, and then we add whatever the product is here to x. Okay. Typecasting, just going to share this with you now. We'll get into a little later. If I have a variable that I assign or declare as type int, I cannot assign a real number to it, a decimal number. Okay, it has to be a whole number. All right, here are the arithmetic operators just for you again. Now, the arithmetic operator modulo is a pretty interesting operator. What it does, it returns the remainder of the operation. So it divides 5 into 23, and whatever the remainder is, it returns that. Okay? All right. Now, we're going to talk about a random class because today we're going to make a game, a simple game. A random class terminates a random number. And so the syntax of it is, if you were making a baseball game, int bases, and declaring the base variable there, random hit ball, new random, and then basis is equal to hit ball dot next int. Okay, where 5 is the range of the numbers I want. So it will go from 0 to 4. It won't include 5, so it'll go from 0 to 4. Okay, if I wanted to go to 3, I will put 4 here, and it will go from 0 to 3. And an additional statement here, this is something called flow control. We'll get more into this later on, but I wanted to make your programs a little more interesting. And so an if statement will actually evaluate a condition, and if that condition is met, it will perform whatever inside the if statement. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to make a little baseball game here. And as usual, I need you to follow along, and it should be kind of fun. Okay. Okay, so here we are inside of our editor, and we're going to go ahead and make this simple baseball game quickly. All right, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and define my variable. And remember, this is a baseball game, and in baseball games, what do? You hit a ball and you run around the base. Okay, and there are 4 bases, and so I can go from 0, which means I strike out, or first base, second base, third base, and then fourth base. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a game that uses the random class to generate what that hit is. Okay, so there's our variable int. We've declared it. And remember, we're using comments. Declare variable. Make sure you do that. From now on, we need to do this. Then I'm going to go ahead and declare an object of the class random, and I'm going to call that object hit ball. And so I've declared it, made space for it. Now I'm going to go ahead and create it with a new command there. And so random Okay, so I just declared it and I just created it. Now the next thing we want to do, we want to go ahead and use it. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to put basis is equal to hit ball dot next int, and then I'm going to go ahead and place how many bases I want to take. And remember, we have 4 bases, so if I want to return a number between 0 to 4, I'm going to use the number 5 there. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and use that if statement here. So if bases, and we're going to use 2 equal signs here because I'm not assigning a value, I'm evaluating the expression. So this says if the variable basis is equal to 0, then I need you to do whatever's inside the parentheses. Okay, and here you can put system dot out dot println you struck out. Okay. All right. So that's how that looks. Okay. Let me go ahead and delete this. All right. So let's say I want to see if the value of the base is equal to 1. I'm going to put in there system.out.println. Okay, you're going to type there, take first base. All right. So you get the point there, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put system.out.println and just give them a little statement that says game over. Okay, so we want to go ahead and run this and see how it works. I only have 2 if statements there, so let's go ahead and change that from 5 to 2. So I'm going to evaluate between 0 and 1 so I can show you how that works. So let's go ahead and compile the program. Oh, I made an error as soon as I hit it. I forgot to go ahead and import the and that needs to go outside of that, the util package. So import java.util.star. All right, so let's go ahead and compile that. All right, we have no errors. Let's go ahead and run this program. Okay, it says take first base, game over. All right, so what does that mean? It means that we got a return of 1. That doesn't look very friendly. So let's go ahead and change that to say system.out.println and put, okay, you hit a first base. Oh, your hit, let's do it this way. Your hit value is, and then we're going to go ahead and put whatever that value is, which is basis. Okay. And then take first base. So your hit value is whatever it is. So let's go ahead and change that to this. Okay. And let's go ahead and do that there. Now let's run the program, and it should look a little more user-friendly. Compile the program. Execute program. Okay, did I compile it? Let's compile it. There we go. I'm going to execute it. Okay, your hit value is 0. You struck out. Game over. Okay. All right, so that's very simple, isn't it? Now we need to make sure we have our declarations here. um, create hit ball object, um, generate bases, base number to take. Okay, and then we evaluate base number. All right, that's it. And we want to make sure that we have our comments here with your name and the name of the program, which is the lecture, I believe this is 6 program. Okay, so that's your assignment. So your assignment here is to complete this. So you're going to go ahead and add a few more of these if statements so that, I'll change that back to 4, so that you're evaluating 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just to kind of give you a heads up, you're just going to go ahead and complete these statements. So this would be for um, base 2, and you would do another one, we call it base 3. So I am just creating the if statements, and you're going to go ahead and complete them. You're going to fill them in, okay? Base 4, okay? So I have 2, 3, and 4. You're going to complete that, and you're going to go ahead and send that to me or submit it to me, okay? All right, I hope you will enjoy this. It's a little more interesting. And if you have any questions, please be sure to text me, communicate with me, email me. All right, have a good day.